Guess who's back? Back again. Being Earnest is back.
And Being Earnest. Was that an NSYNC song or was that Backstreet? Backstreet's back. NSYNC's back.
No, that's I believe that's
right.
an Eminem song. You're thinking of Backstreet's Back. That's an Eminem
That
song.
was such a specific trend to be like, do you know how we should open this album? We gotta tell them we're back.
We gotta let them know.
We got to let them know that we're back. All right.
Same like Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town. As is this album. We're in town to record.
We gather the boys.
Roll call, boys.
Boys, get them. Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Being Earnest, a very sincere podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Paula.
And it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Not for me and Josh. We still talk all the time.
All the time. So, quick thing, we got to squash the rumors. A lot of you, the last time we recorded an episode and we said...
Two people, not a lot.
When they said, okay, we're going to take a break from the podcast to focus on other things, including our award-winning card game, No Wrong Answers, nowronganswersgame.com. For those of you watching the podcast, you can watch the podcast now. You can see that Paula just picked up a game. Anyway, people were like, is everything okay between the two of you? If you're taking a break from the podcast, is everything okay? Did you have a falling out?
Yeah.
Did you have beef? No, we just had a full business to run.
We had beef we had to squash with each other.
We did?
I'm trying to think about what would be a beef about podcasting? Microphone. No, we did not have any beef. We just had a lot of other stuff to do together. And it turns out one thing about me and Josh is we are chatty people. And a second thing about Josh and me is it turns out we don't like the editing process that goes into editing a podcast for two chatty people. And so every episode takes us like a long time to do.
Yeah.
Because it was just like so much of the podcast has to be edited out because like halfway through I would just start talking to Josh specifically about something that only relates to him and me, and we'd have to be like, well, now we have to listen to the whole podcast and cut that out. So we were working on other stuff, but we're back.
Yes. What if I was like, now that we're back, I am actually incredibly peeved by mic technique. We do have beef.
maybe I can't stop eating Cheetos in the microphone. But yeah, we're back. We're here. We're friends. But I will say a lot of life has happened.
A lot of life has happened.
I got a deep freezer. I got like a chest freezer.
Oh, wow. And that's the number one thing that happened in our lives between the last episode of this.
You know, sometimes you, and I realize this is the most 30-something-year-old thing I've ever said, but sometimes you just make a purchase and you're like, damn, that purchase was so good. Yeah. That was such a good purchase. And my little chest freezer, my little $120 chest freezer from Menards sales section, it's one of those purchases, Josh. It's so good. If I don't feel like eating something, throw it in the freezer. Problem for later. You
know what you did is you didn't just save big money with Menards, as they say in their jingle, and guarantee that you must.
Save big money at Menards.
You also saved peace of mind at Menards.
Hey.
You saved time, energy. Your whole existence is generally better because of Menards.
And that's why we're excited to introduce version 2 of Being Earnest. Menards content only. But some other stuff happened. Josh, what else happened over the past couple of years?
Nothing huge. Both of us individually got married. I got married in 2023. Paula got married in 2024.
Like a second ago.
But it's very exciting. So sorry, everyone who is waiting to marry us.
But I just want to know who you are. So just tell me.
Yeah, still message us.
Yeah, still like message us. Like, I don't know, for fun.
Yeah.
You know, I do think that is heaven. Is you get a huge printout copy of everybody that's ever had a crush on you. And it's on, you know, like the old like school printers that had like the perforated edges.
And it makes the ka-chunk noise as you're printing it out.
Yes, yeah. And it's just like, and you kind of and you get a whole copy. And it could be like people that really carried a candle for you, but it also could just be like this barista, and it has the moment that it started, but not the moment that it ended. That's the bad place.
Yes, right, exactly. Yes, exactly. You don't get to
That
know there's not like analytics where it's like okay,
no, that's bad.
I think it would be really bad if you got crush analytics,
Mhm.
like average duration of crush.
30 seconds. Oh
Yeah,
god.
yeah. Like it's like this is really inside baseball. So for all of my Google Analytics heads out there, it's like
Yeah,
time on page.
rise up, Analytic Squad.
Yeah. That the that idea that like it's really, really good if someone stays on a web page for more than a couple of seconds. It's
Yeah.
like if someone had a crush, like average crush over the time of like 10 seconds, people would be like, you don't understand. Industry standard is 7 seconds for a crush. This is insane. Your
I'll show this
ROI is insane on this crush.
I'll show it at the end of the year performance review.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Your bonus is
3.4%
based off of
higher.
how long your crush is last on average. How many crushes you have. But then people will
Uh,
game the system, you know what I mean? Just
yeah, they'll
it's
start buying AdWords on crushes.
yeah.
It's gonna get a whole mess.
Quote Paula Skaggs, quote crush, quote yeah.
Plus,
Yeah,
minus.
yeah.
You had something else.
I
I don't
did have
wanna
something else. My wife Nora and I had a baby. We had a baby.
What? What? She's adorable.
Yeah, she's very, very cute. She's great. I'm exhausted. And we are limiting information about her on the internet
Oh,
because
do you wanna
that's
cut
a
this?
crazy thing.
Do you wanna cut this?
No, this is fine. People can know I have a kid. That's
Yeah.
perfectly fine. I'm going to post something. But it is weird to be like, if Mark Zuckerberg won't put his children on the internet,
Mhm.
then me, someone equally famous and rich as Mark Zuckerberg.
You are gonna hate my baby gift to her then. A LinkedIn page.
Yeah. I will say though, just to hold up just for one moment, you're making a joke that like business baby, the boss baby,
Mhm.
et cetera. We all love
Mhm.
it. We all have watched the film
It's
multiple times.
relevant still.
It's still really relevant to our last episode at least. Um, the thing about it is that a really great gift, and this is a pro tip from being earnest from Josh. This is my first pro tip of the episode.
This is Josh telling me what I need to get him. But let's listen on, folks.
Is domain names for someone's name.
Oh, that's a great one. Did you already get your daughters?
I haven't yet, actually, is what I've
I'm
realized
gonna
I should
buy
do.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
you
buy
can't
it.
own my daughters. You can hold it ransom.
I'm buying it right now. Bought it.
and
Done
now I have to,
and
and now I
done.
have to, now I have to pay you a bunch of money
I'm
for
gonna
that.
sell it for so much.
Though that would be a really nefarious thing to do. And folks, I swear there is a theme to this episode, but we all want to
Yeah, we'll
catch up,
get there
don't
when we
we?
get there.
Yeah, it's catching up in some ways.
Yeah.
Um, you know how some people kind of like prospect on like patents or domains? So like you could so for example, like early 90s, someone
Mhm.
bought cameras.com
Mhm.
and then they sold it to Kodak or Polaroid or something like that for
Incredible.
like $1 million because cameras.com would be great. And there's not a market inefficiency there anymore,
Mm.
right? Like all the
So
normal
earnest. So
like
earnest that you'd go, where do I go to buy a camera? I guess cameras.com will probably tell me some information about cameras.
remember that era of the internet where it was like
Mhm.
you could go to like cameras.com
You're
and it
like,
would
what's there?
actually yeah,
Mhm.
versus I'm sure it's like gross webcams now.
Uh-oh. Wait, I'm scared.
But
It's
here's what
it's
I'm
available. Oh, wait. I said that as a joke before it got there. Cameras.com is for sale.
for how much money?
I don't know. Should we buy it? Is history about make an offer, minimum offer $1,000? Okay. If everybody listening, Venmos me $1,000. We can buy cameras.com and sell it back to Kodak. Kodak should buy this.
Yeah, right? It's weird that it's not owned by someone.
I feel like we just uncovered something that we're not supposed to know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I feel like myself walking out of Megalopolis. Like I shouldn't have known that. I
Oh,
shouldn't
did
have
you
done that.
see those? You saw Megalopolis?
Mhm. I did.
Ah,
I
do you
did.
wish you could
And
have the time back?
out of respect for Francis Ford Coppola, our number one listener, our biggest Ernie and Bert, I'll say
Yeah.
this. Costumes were so beautiful. Costumes were beautiful. The lighting, good.
Sure.
Good lighting. Good lighting.
Great.
The music, there.
Absolutely.
Sometimes good. And on that note,
Yeah,
there's
that
one
will.
more.
Oh,
There is one more little update.
yeah. Oh, can I finish my idea from
Oh my
before? Which
god,
you
I'm
said
so sorry.
I
This
this
is why we had to stop doing a podcast.
just
Jibber jabber
chatty,
jibber
two
jabber.
chatty,
Yeah.
two
Two
D1
chatty,
yappers.
two D1
So
yappers
here's
over
the
here.
deal. I think this is morally wrong, but you could look up census records or like baby birth regular like
Yeah.
as babies are born and birth record
Yeah.
in a county or something like that, and then
Baby
just
baby counts. Yeah.
buy all of the domains for their full names. And then to at least one has to hit like 18 years later. Now, this is probably illegal. I want to say I'm not condoning this. This is a bad idea.
Business. You're saying it's a
Well,
business.
I don't know that. I mean, there's probably something illegal about doing this about a minor and stealing their identity, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a long-term investment like an IRA.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like it costs you probably over 18 years. What? Couple $100? I'm sure
Per
you could sell
person?
it
Per
per
person?
person, but you could probably sell one if one of them gets famous, and it's possible it could be one of them.
I think also you are like overestimating because like my name has been purchased. My website name has been purchased, and I just was like, Paula K Skaggs it is. Bye. Like, I think
Yeah.
but if
Versus
one of those babies gets really into their own brand
yeah.
without a nickname, ooh, you are gonna be sitting on $1,000.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Absolutely.
That's pretty
18
good.
years later.
18 years later. And that in 18 years, it's gonna be worth you can buy a Snickers bar, roll of tape, lots of stuff with that.
Yeah, $1,000 in whatever
Yeah.
18 years is from now. I can do math. Somewhere in the 2030s,
2027, I think.
the
Yeah.
2040s, 2040s.
2027.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's one more update, and it's perhaps the biggest update of all. Even though I know I already said the thing about the freezer.
Yes, exactly.
You all. Josh and I wrote a book.
We did write a book. Look at this. We wrote a book.
If you're listening to it, we are holding up the book right now, as you might
Yes.
imagine.
This is a brand new
Um,
world where there's video involved in our podcast now.
And we really had to Google how to make it work. We really, really had to Google it. So I really hope it looks good. We wrote a book. It officially comes out November 19th. You can pre-order it now, so it hits your little mailbox right then. The book is called Tiny Pep Talks, Bite-Size Encouragement for Life's Annoying, Stressful, and Flat-Out Lousy Moments. And we literally wrote this, and every time I say that subtitle, I have to be like, let me just take a peek and make sure I'm saying it right.
Yeah. Tiny Pep Talks, like Paula said, it's out November 19th. This is
Mhm.
not the last time we're going to be pushing this and promoting this, but we're
Oh,
so
honey, you're gonna get so sick of us.
yeah, we're so effing proud of this
Yes!
book. And we keep calling it a little book. It is petite.
I
It
don't call it
is
little.
it is not
I'm worried, Josh, that the only book you have read is like Infinite Jest. Because I'll say this is book size.
well the length and width is on the smaller size. It's about the size of a human hand. But the thickness? Let's talk
Sure.
about the thickness for a
And if
minute.
you're somebody like me who's not reading Infinite Jest, you're gonna look at this and you're gonna see that's a book size.
Yeah, it's a real book.
Yes, yes.
It's so
Josh,
cute.
Josh, or call him Ishmael over here, Mr. Moby Dick.
I've never read that book. Have you read that book? I've heard it's boring.
No, but it feels like it would be your favorite book.
That's mean.
It's not mean. You love the sea. You love the guy that wrote it. Melville? Brandy Melville?
Brandy Melville. Yes.
Brandy
Famously
Melville
wrote.
wrote that book. You love them. Also, I should say, if you are a friend of ours, if you're a friend of the pod, if you're a friend of our ears,
Our ears. Yes, the way
Your
that you listen to a
your
podcast.
ears, friends with my ears. Pre-ordering really does help, and I never understood that when somebody would be like, "I read a book, pre-order it now," and I was like, "I'll see that when it's out." But it actually really, really helps to pre-order us because it helps the folks on our sales team make a case to get it purchased at other places to be like, "You pre-ordered it." So if you have a moment to pre-order at whatever place you like to pre-order from, it's on all of them. We'd love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And if you're a Goodreads person,
Oh,
you should save it as something you want to read. That also
please.
helps.
I am begging you to do that. Thank you so much. That really helps us.
It
And
really does.
please, Goodreads, don't be mean to us. So we'll read a couple of these at the end of the podcast. Dang. Speaking of, do we have you and I were like, let's record a 5-minute podcast. We're so far in right now. Haven't even said the theme. Josh London, what is our theme?
Our theme is returning
Ah!
because that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Woo.
So that makes me think of sequels, right? Season 2s, sequels,
Turning of the
revisiting,
Jedi.
reboots.
Returning of Succession. Yes, all of the things.
Okay. Yes, that's the
Mhm.
other big life update that you didn't
Oh,
that we didn't share, that your personality is 100% Succession
it
based
is
at this point.
just Succession based.
If you were to make a
Okay, anyway,
Oh my
yeah,
god, did you sing the theme song? Are you the
I
one who
did.
did Yeah,
I did
wow.
it. I did
Yeah.
it. All mouth.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All by
I made
mouth.
$3 trillion.
If you had to reboot Succession, how would you reboot it?
Oh, I'm in
Or
it.
make a sequel or
I'm
some other
no.
spinoff?
Okay, if I was to reboot it, it's exactly the same. Shot for shot. Exactly the same. One difference, Josh, I'm in it. And I'm
Uh-huh.
playing Paula Skaggs.
Sure.
And I'm just myself. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not there. Sometimes they mention me in passing. Oh, I guess Paula left her diet ginger ale there. And maybe that's all that happens with me that episode. Maybe one episode I'm they're on the private plane. They're buying,
Yeah.
they're selling, they're successioning all the way up.
Uh-huh.
Me, I'm just on my phone. I don't say a word. But I'm there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
occasionally I'll go like that, you
Wow,
know.
that was
Or I'll say, got a good meme. Got a good meme, Roman. And then like
And then what does Roman do?
I mean, it just kind of like steps out of the frame and looks at it and is like, good meme, like
So,
and
okay.
it's so unclear. It is so unclear what my relationship is with the Succession people. Like, am I like another sibling? Do I work for
Mhm.
them? Am I like some sort of intern? It's not clear. And guess what? It's never talked about.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, a couple of questions
Sure,
about
yeah,
this.
I guess I'll take some. I don't know how that wasn't
I
self-explanatory.
guess
Yeah,
so when you're explaining this,
sure.
there's not a way where, like, we're not talking about you've taken the show
No.
shot for shot and edited yourself in,
No,
like in
I'm
a
there.
George Lucas recut Star
No,
Wars with some bad things in it.
no,
Like, you're
I'm in
actually
the trenches.
asking the actors, all the same
Yeah,
actors,
same actors, same extras, same actors, everything's the same, but I'm in some of the scenes.
you're
Or sometimes
reshooting it
it's
completely
literally
from
yeah,
scratch with on location with all of these spots. So it's the
yeah,
same budget
yeah,
plus your day rate. It's the
yeah,
exact same thing. You
and
just said,
producer
"Hey
credit, and
guys,
producer
do
credit,
it,
yeah.
do it. Let's do it again.
Yeah, yeah,
Run it
I
back
said,
one
"Let's
more
do it
time."
again." But then sometimes, like and I don't have, like, I don't have any plot lines, I don't have anything like that because
Sure.
that wouldn't fit in. Sometimes I'm in the I walk into the room and I go, "Oh, sorry," and I walk back out and I shut the
You
door.
go in and you're like, "Oh, I had this conference room reserved. Can we just check?" Like, I think that
"Hey, sorry, I think I have the 2:30 in here."
yeah. Ugh, Teams. Am I right? It'll
Yeah,
double book it. The locations never work.
yeah,
Team
yeah,
sucks.
seam sucks. Or I'll go like, Shiv, I slacked you," and then you don't find out what I slacked her.
Um,
Or like maybe sometimes maybe like occasionally if it's like clear that like I showed up on set that day because it also is kind of like what did I show up for? Um if it's clear that like I showed up on set that day and they didn't know what to do, sometimes I'll just say a line from like a different movie or something.
Sure.
You
Like,
know, so
show
like
me the
I'll be
money.
there. Show me the money. And then they're like, but people don't really, they kind of like look at me. They're not ignoring me. They kind of look at me. They kind of smile or express confusion. And then they kind of go about their life, you know?
I like it
Like,
better if there's no confusion. If it's like, yes, this was meant to happen. Clearly, there's some other, another train of logic that the audience isn't privy to. Like the viewer is not privy to this other plot line that's happening. It's almost
it
like
wins just as many Emmys, if not more.
what's funny about this is that also, just to ask my question from before or expound on my point from
Mhm.
before, it's not even that you're editing yourself in. It's also
No,
not even like you've chosen select scenes to reshoot.
no,
It's like
it's all of them.
it's you're reshooting
It's
the
all of
entire
them.
thing as is, trying to recreate it so they don't even get to do a different type of line reading. It has to
Right.
be exactly
No,
the
it
same.
has to be
And
exactly the same
sometimes
because I liked it the first time.
when you feel like it, you show back up on set.
Yeah. Yeah. But here's the
But they
thing.
never know.
I wanna be acknowledged even when I'm not there, you know? Like,
Sure.
maybe they pan the office. It's, like, kind of like a gritty scene, right? Kendall's, like, walking through, like, something's going on, and then you pan the office, and you just see a picture of me up on the wall. Not sure why.
This is actually Paula Skaggs' Succession, is what it's now called.
And I don't win Succession. I'm not
No,
friends
there's
with them.
clearly a different plot line going. It's like you're on a different show and it just intersects, and everyone
One
knows
time
you.
one time I
And
walked
people are
through,
doing thought pieces in the background being like,
they're like,
"What is happening with Paula?"
"Who's Paula?" I come walking through, like, they're in the apartment, right? They're at, like, the iconic, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, his Logan's birthday scene, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a big one, and I come in, and I just have 100 Old Navy bags. Like, I have so many bags of Old Navy stuff, and I just come in and I go, "Oh, boy, tell me about that again," and then I keep walking, and
Yeah.
it's like, "What happened there? We don't know. I'm in a corner now. Guess what? Back on my phone, just surfing the web."
And it's not a situation where Old Navy has paid for product placement. You just made the, I guess, artistic choice to
I
to include Old Navy in this. It's not even like the famous line with like a what is it, ludicrously capacious bag or whatever. It's not even about that. No one, he's not talking about that. You just have Old Navy bags. There's not an Old Navy stuff inside of it. You pull one out, it's like oranges or whatever.
I pull it out, I'm just eating it.
Yeah.
Also, as these like critical to the plot things are happening, I'm watching TikTok on full volume.
But it's TikTok from that time period. So it's like if it's, 2011, 2010 or not 2010,
2010,
2020 or like
2018, yeah.
or like 2022, it's like
Yeah.
Corn Kid or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever that was. The
I go,
like
"Y'all seen this?" And then I'm back to my phone.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, there's just a lot of director's cuts of you being like, "No, Jeremy Strong, you didn't say it like that the first time."
Hey! Hey! Jeremy Strong would be the best at it. He would be the one to be like, "I get it. I get why this lottery
Yeah.
winner I
He'd
get
be
why
like,
this lottery winner spent her money on this."
He'd be like, something beautiful about there's something beautiful about revisiting a character who you embodied. The sinew of the character." The great Jeremy Strong. Pretty good Jeremy Strong. Call me up,
Really
Lorne
good Jeremy
Michaels, for this really relevant
Yes, yes,
impression.
well, um, Josh Linden, what would you reboot?
Now, Paula, this is crazy,
If you said the exact same
but I
thing.
have an idea where what if I did Succession shot for shot, but I'm in every episode?
Oh my god. Do you wanna join forces? We could do it together.
Well, it's just like, well, that would be really funny if it was Succession, but it's just we're doing our day to day. So we're just like, ugh, we have another wholesale order. We have to
It's
get
just
more
we're
games
just
out.
in the corner packing a box like it's like, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it at Kendall's apartment?
Yeah, why are they doing it? Everyone's so rich, they don't have to do this
They
kind of thing.
gave us a book budget and we spent it poorly.
Yeah, right, exactly. We
And
wrote a
also,
book
we
so
don't
that
mention
we could reshoot a show. Sorry, go
we
ahead.
also we also don't mention tiny pep talks to them. It's not like
No.
we're being like, "That reminds me of a thing from our book." It maybe sometimes we, like, just walk by the camera with it, but it's not about it.
No, it's not. This is also just a reminder, November 19th, Tiny Pep
November 9th.
Talks, pre-order wherever.
Kendall's birthday.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true, but it feels like it would be.
Yeah. L to the OG. That's a different birthday, though, isn't it? For folks who haven't seen Succession, I'm sure that this was riveting for you.
You know, I don't think we made any references to Succession that weren't like pretty we just said they had apartments. I think people could figure
Yeah,
that
we
out.
arguably didn't even make references to Succession
No.
in this whole section.
And
Um,
that's what's important.
well, there's always, I mean, I don't, there are all those shows that people, because there's no new IP,
Mhm.
everything is a reboot, everything
Mhm.
is like just the same thing over again, or like fan
Tell me
service
about it.
towards something.
Tell me about it, New York Times.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All the news that's fit to print again, but for a younger, hotter audience. So it's kind of interesting because it's like, um, there's all those shows that people are like, "Oh, it was canceled too soon. It was
Yeah.
whatever." But like when they reboot them, they're usually pretty bad. Like I don't
Yeah.
know that I am like equipped to actually take something and have a really good idea. Like unlike
Hey,
you who had a brilliant
don't
idea.
talk about my friend Josh like that.
Yeah.
You could reboot any show you wanted to. I know another thing we could talk about.
What, Paula? You've got them saved up for multiple years.
Okay, another form of returning reunions.
Ah, God, I love a reunion.
Returning to the place where it all began. Have
Yeah.
you been to a reunion?
Yeah, recently I had a reunion this year for college,
Your
you know.
50th year. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna go the other way, but yes. My negative 4-year reunion. I'm 18.
Well, it's accepted college. It's accepted students week.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing orientation is
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
How
Um,
was it?
yeah, but it was really, really, really nice. It was awesome to see people and like I like that kind of just revisiting nostalgia, going back to the
Totally.
places, doing all that, and the biggest thing that really hit me from it was like, and I don't think this is funny, it's just earnest, just an
Oh,
earnest
that's
moment,
okay.
is
It's
that
called
it
being earnest.
felt so small and the current students seemed so young.
Yeah.
And that really hit me that I'm, in my mid 20s now.
Yeah.
Uh, that
Don't say anything different, anybody.
I thought we weren't fact checking. Uh, the, the it's just like I remember being like, "Oh God, I have to get across campus. This is gonna be take for fucking ever. I hate this.
Uh-huh.
Like, how am I ever gonna?" And I, went to a pretty small liberal arts college, and the I was like, "Ugh, it's gonna take forever" because we had to like walk and get to someone's car who had driven there and across
Mhm.
campus, and I was like, "This takes forever" in my memory,
Mhm.
and it was 10 minutes, 10
Yeah.
total minutes
Yeah.
walking back, and it's just that's what I walked to get a bus in
Yeah.
Chicago as a full
Oh,
ass
yeah,
adult.
now you're like 10 minutes, no problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it is funny being like at those and when you're to be like, what do? You ask the same question over and over and over
Oh,
again.
yeah.
And everyone's like, what do you do? And for us, it's not like we're like, I do, I'm a
Oh, yeah.
I'm an accountant. I've gone to law school. I'm a doctor.
I'm the president.
Yeah, whatever it might be. I've won an Oscar or whatever.
Mhm.
We're like, well, we do a little bit of this, a little bit of this. And I
Yeah.
could see
Oh, yeah.
people's eyes just glazing over, like
Oh,
excited for
yeah.
me, but not excited to be there in that moment.
Sure, sure, especially because I know we're about to spring a promo code on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single time,
We're about
anytime
to
that we
go,
possibly
"Here's the
can,
QR code." Yes, 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 absolutely,
always
absolutely.
be closing with a promo code.
Yes, always.
Do you like reunions? Did you have a reunion recently?
Yes, yes, well, similar, 21 years old, so I'm still actively in the
Do you know what you want to
education
major
field.
in?
Physics.
Yeah.
I did go to my college reunion. It was so fun. It's so bizarre how quickly you get back into the mindset of it. It is
Yeah.
so bizarre how quickly, like, eating in the calf with my friends, like, I was like, "Oh,
Ooh,
do I
the
have homework?"
calf.
Oh, yeah.
Not just not even like eating in the cafeteria. Like we're talking like you immediately slipped into all of the lingo of the place too.
Well, that's what it's called.
Sure. I think every
I
school
didn't
has a
have
different
them.
one.
Yeah, so it was so funny, like, just eating in the calf and feeling like you had homework to do, or feeling like, we
Yeah.
had, like, you slept in the dorms, which was, like, super fun. I, like, slept in the dorm room with my, like, very good friend whose dorm room I slept in. We were not roommates, but I crashed there multiple times, late
Nice.
late at night.
We slept in the
Yeah.
dorms too because it was the most affordable and only available option. It
Mhm.
was very fun. My
Mhm.
wife did come with me and she was like, I will not be showering in these in these showers. These are
Yeah.
disgusting. It's something about, and I don't know if it's was like this for you, but there's something, you know how like smells bring back memory because it's the
Mhm.
shortest neural pathway. It's like the fastest time to the brain. So
Mhm.
it of all the senses. And so something about like walking into a shared dorm bathroom
Mhm.
after someone has just showered, and I was like, "I am 18. I'm
100%.
18. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. I have no idea about anything, but I do know that, like, it just immediately took me back."
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 1,000,000,000%. 1,000,000,000%. It was very nice. But that being said, should we do more reunions for more things?
I mean, my answer is always yes, but I would
Yeah.
love more details if you've got a grand plan.
Well, I feel like we just do reunions for high school,
Sure.
college, right?
Yeah.
But we're parts of lots of other things, right? Should we be doing improv team reunions, improv class reunions?
Sure.
Should we be doing old coworker reunions? These are all the people that worked at this place in April of 2018, and we're all going
Mhm.
to go gather here. Should we be doing them for just like, these were people that were on an elevator together, and we're just going to meet back here, and we're just going to grab dinner, Because it is kind of
We
sad
didn't
to be
talk
like,
then, but we might talk now.
it is sad to be like, oh, there's all these places that, like, you're with these people and they will never be back here again. You will not be with these people again in the same
Sure.
way. And I think we changed that.
Sure.
Mhm.
I heard that you had a momentous, travel like bachelorette trip as well, and I'm wondering if we want to let the listeners in on this and whether or not that qualifies for a reunion.
Absolutely. I can let you in on it. Also, it's so funny when you and I act like we don't talk like 3 times a day.
Well, the listeners haven't heard it.
I know, but it's just like a very fun little secret between us to be like, didn't something happen? And it's like, I was texting you the whole time. I love it. Um, yes. So we were going to my friend's bachelorette party in Palm Springs,
Classic.
flying from
Wonderful.
Chicago, layover in Minnesota, best state. That's where I'm from. Um, and our flight out of Chicago to Minnesota was delayed
Mm,
just enough that we missed our connection flight by 20 minutes.
sure.
And so my two friends and I that were traveling to the party together joined forces with three women going to a birthday party and one woman going to another bachelorette party. And
Incredible.
we all flew to LA together. And then we rented a van and we
Uh-huh.
hung out the whole time. We like
Yeah.
got drinks in the Minnesota airport because we had like time to kill, like Minneapolis airport. Um, we flew together to LA. Then we rented a car and we drove 3 hours to Palm Springs. I know. It was pretty wild. It was
That
pretty
sounds
wild.
magical.
And as it was happening, I was like, oh my God, these are gonna be my best friends. These women are gonna be my best friends because that's how
Yeah.
this goes. And I'm still close with the two gals I went in with. And I am Instagram friends with everybody, and they're all very lovely. But we haven't met up again since. Doesn't that feel kind of like,
It
no, it
feels
feels
like
like we should
every
have like moved
year.
in together.
Yeah, or at least at a minimum, I see here with the reunions as well, like, you should be
Yeah.
doing this same pilgrimage, I would
Yeah.
say,
Yes.
every year. You all go to Minneapolis, have
Totally
a cute
agree.
little drink, and then drive down to Palm Springs, and then go your separate ways.
I
It's
totally
just
agree.
about the travel.
I totally agree. I totally agree. But it was really cute and really fun. And I think we should
That's
do a
really
reunion for
cute.
that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. I think
Mm-hmm.
that makes a lot of sense. I also think I'm thinking about your comment about elevators, and I
Hmm.
think I would it's like a random person that I was in the elevator with, fine. If we got stuck in an elevator together,
Now we're hanging.
Now we're hanging.
Now we're hanging.
Now we're hanging.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. 1,000%.
Yeah. We
Or like a
are.
train. No, we are what?
What do you mean by a train? Like
I
just
don't
on
know.
the train?
Oh, we don't have to dive in.
No, I think we need to get closer. So like just that you're like on Amtrak together.
Or just like the CTA, like maybe you're like people that like take the same train every day. Maybe we should be having reunions when people move. I don't know. We're spitballing.
Yeah, no, I'm saying yes and improv. Yes.
I don't know. I don't make the rules, but what if I did?
Now, what if you and hear me out here.
I will. I
Thank
can
you.
and
I
I will.
appreciate. Yeah. What if you made t-shirts like a family reunion,
Mhm.
but for everyone on the train car that you see, because like there are people if you're commuting still and things like that, or if you're you're on public transit or wherever it might be, you see them every day. They're running to the bus stop and you're both on the
Mhm.
like the 7:50 whatever bus or the
Mhm.
8:12 train because they're never at normal times. If you're always in the same train car, you're also all kind of have assigned seats. You
Yeah.
don't, but you like know everyone's preferences and you're like, we both wait for the bus. And that person who wears the Doc Martens always sits on the part of the bus where like they're going sideways versus I like to sit right behind the door a little bit higher.
Uh-huh.
And you've all kind of got assigned seats. What if you just went one day and you were like, I got you a shirt. I eyeballed your size, but this is the number 50 Damon bus,
It's really cute.
8:12 a.m. crew. And
It's
you make a
very cute
shirt.
and fun.
It's got like a bus with a thumbs up on it.
Yes. Beep beep. Beep beep, it's the bus squad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're having a reunion.
Yeah, now we're having a
More
reunion
merch.
every morning.
That's what I hear. More
Yeah,
merch.
exactly. More merch. More merch you can buy.
Yeah. Yeah. More capitalism.
That's what we're about here. Being earnest. Earning interest. A very sincere investment. Paula, do you ever return food
No.
at a restaurant?
God, no. Never.
Never.
Never, 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 never. And I don't think that you're really a returning food person either. They could give me the fully incorrect dish, and I'd be like,
Sure.
yum, yum, yum. I am loving this dish that I ordered.
So like for example, I don't usually return food, but if it's completely wrong, I will say something.
I need it. Well, I guess I ordered fish.
Yeah, right. Are you
I
allergic
must
to any foods?
have bees.
You-
I
Okay,
mean, if
can you set me up for a minute because I do have a follow-up thing, but I do need to do it like you're setting me up like
sure.
I'm a stand-up, just real fast, real
Sure.
fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can you me with the line one more time, and we'll pretend like I am in like a 1950s sitcom,
You want
and
me to
we'll
say
see.
just bees?
Yeah. I want you to. I want to say, I'm gonna say, are you allergic to any foods? And
Okay.
you say,
Okay.
okay. What are you having for? Do you have any dietary restrictions or allergies for this meal?
Bees.
Then I guess you won't be ordering the BLT.
Oh,
Was that worth the setup, do you think?
it was worth the setup. It was worth the
Yeah,
setup.
thank
My
you.
favorite
Thank you.
food.
Yeah, your favorite food is BLT.
I have really been in a BLT kick lately, and we don't have to talk about that right now. But it's just a thing that you
Just
know.
a fact. Yeah.
Every time we go to a place now, you go, I bet they have a BLT here
Yeah. Whenever
to
we're like
reassure me.
writing somewhere. Yeah.
Whoa, Paula.
Yeah.
Whoa, I bet they have a BLT. But they
But I
could give
also
me a bag of grapes and I'd be like, delicious.
yeah, well grapes can be delicious, but not if you
Sure.
ordered them at a restaurant.
I don't know.
What about I know you famously dislike eggs.
Mhm.
I can't stand an egg. Don't like raw
Mhm.
eggs and stuff.
Mhm.
Like baked goods, you'll have an egg and it's
Mhm.
whatever. But like
Mhm.
if I were to give you like a fried egg with a runny yolk,
Or an omelet. Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or let's keep naming eggs. Hard boiled eggs, soft
Hard
boiled eggs.
boil,
What
scramble.
about a deviled egg?
I can do a deviled egg. That's a
Interesting.
little sassy. You know
Yeah,
what I
because a
mean?
little bit of the mayo in there too.
That's a little wah 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 wee wah.
Yeah. So if I were to be the server,
'Kay.
and it is a here's the scene. I have a really high end restaurant that you have gotten
'Kay.
a free invite to
Thank you
for
so much.
table. The concept is table for one.
'Kay.
where you eat alone in a room.
No.
And the whole point is the focus is on you and the food.
Oh, that sounds really hard
It's
for me.
really artistic and it's great.
It sounds really hard for me.
Yeah.
I've already hurt my
Also,
eyes from rolling them so many times. You know
right.
what I
Well,
mean?
because the other thing that's about this is that if I give you any outs, you'll find a way. Like a fox in a trap, you'll find a way out. You will wriggle your way out of having to eat these eggs. So I am gonna
Yeah.
just enclose you as much as possible. So it is
Okay. I'm at Table for One,
a
Josh's
table for
new
one.
avant-garde restaurant.
Avant-garde restaurant where where you strip away the artifice
Mhm.
of the restaurant industry and just focus on the really important thing, which is you and the food.
Mhm.
So we come out and it's
I'm
a
back in it.
real
I'm fine.
kind of like you've pre-ordered. It's a prefix menu. It's
Mhm.
been wonderful so far. The
So
first
good.
couple courses have been great. The wine pairings have been lovely.
Mhm. That's a slippery slope, wine
And
pairings.
then I come, yes, and you've had a couple drinks. So you've got a
Okay.
little bit more liquid courage
'Kay.
in you at this point. What
I've
happens
got
every course?
7 Diet Cokes and a wine glass.
Yeah, exactly. I paired everything with Diet Coke specifically for you because it's table for one. And
And you
you've
went
given
to
us
different locations. This one's a McDonald's Diet Coke. It pairs best with this. This is a
yes,
bottled Diet Coke.
exactly.
Hear me out. Try it. Yeah.
So we do this whole process, and then I come out and be like, Chef has made this special. It's his favorite dish. His father used to make him eggs every morning, and it's where he learned how to cook from the very beginning. It's the origin story
Mhm.
of why this whole restaurant exists and why he poured his life savings into this particular restaurant.
Mhm.
And I say, here is an omelet where we really try to let the egg shine. And I place
Okay.
it on the table, and then like every other course, we leave until you're done.
'Kay.
There's
And
no obvious
one
doors in or out.
course
It's like an
is
escape
a
room.
full omelet. One course is a full omelet.
It's a perfect omelet. It's a perfect omelet.
It looks like the ones that you would get, on Neopets. Do you remember
Yes,
Neopets?
correct.
Like
Yes,
that, when you
exactly.
get, like, the
Exactly.
omelet piece. Yeah.
Yes. It looks
Okay.
like those. So now I have dropped it at the
Mhm.
table
Mhm. Mhm.
and I leave.
Mhm. Mhm.
Would you send it back?
No, I'm eating every bite.
You're eating every bite.
I'm eating every bite. I don't even need to think about it. It's gonna be disgusting. I'm gonna eat every single bite. Absolutely. Absolutely. Number 1, the story. It's for Chef. I love Chef. I would
Yeah.
never hurt Chef. Second, sometimes it does get in my head where I'm like, I don't like this. But what if this one is really, really good?
Okay.
You know?
Okay. What if I'm like, we ran out of food. This is all we have, and you can't leave until this, but we can't go to the next course until the next one. Chef doesn't really care about it.
Okay, I would say this doesn't quite make any sense because okay, I would push back a little bit. I'd say
Okay.
you don't have any if you have more food for other stuff, can't we just skip this course?
And I'd be like, no, that's not how it works.
How does it work?
It's a very particular sequence.
And I have to eat
And
the
this
egg?
is kind of the garbage course.
I would roll my eyes so hard. I would talk about it with every person I ever came in contact with again for the rest of my life. I wouldn't write a Yelp review, but I would search through Yelp reviews every few months to see who else had written about this
Sure,
experience.
sure, sure.
But I'm eating the egg.
Sure. But you're kind of like eyes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're rolling the eyes and rolling the eggs.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Can we practice with you?
Sure, go for it.
Okay. You order a burger, your favorite food.
Yeah,
You order a
it is
burger.
my favorite food.
You order a burger. They say we're not even really necessarily practicing so much as hypothetical questions. You go to a place, it is known for having the best burgers in the entire universe.
Mm.
Number 1 burger. And guess where you are? You're halfway around the world. You flew there for this burger.
Mm-hmm. I made a whole trip of it.
You made a whole trip of it. You flew to Guam where they have
Sure.
this burger.
Yeah.
For 1 day. You're there for 1 day.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 day you got a flight. They said, quick, who wants this ticket? You said, I'll take the ticket. You got on, you get on the plane, you get there. They said,
Mhm.
You arrived just in time. They said, we sell out every single day of this burger.
Yeah.
This is the only day we're going to be open. You get the last burger.
Mhm.
But when we say it's the last burger, it's the last of all the ingredients.
Sure.
All of the ingredients. We'll make it for you, though.
Okay.
And you're so excited. And it's beautiful. It's like so
Yeah.
beautiful. And they're so nice. It's like so awesome. And they sit it down and they put it in front of you.
Mhm.
You take a big bite. And it's like unreal. It's it lives up to the hype. It
Sure.
lives up to the thousands of dollars that you spent to have this burger in terms of travel.
This is all sounding great to me. We're going to do something super special at the end of this episode, and probably future episodes as well.
Spoiler.
Is provide, spoiler alert, we're going to share a little bit of Tiny Pep Talks, our book that comes out November 19th. Tiny Pep Talks, November 19th. Pre-order wherever you find books.
Ah!
So
we're going to read 2 Tiny Pep Talks. Most of the time we'll be reading one. We're going to read 2 because it is a 2-parter, and we're each going to take one part.
So Paula, you're going to start.
Mhm.
Which pep talk are you reading so that the readers, the listeners, and future readers can follow along at home?
I'm reading page 26 for When It's Time to Do Your Taxes, Tiny Coddled Baby Edition. Gentle harpstrum. So imagine that as I'm reading this. Gentle harpstrum.
We'll edit it in post.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the world's sweetest, gentlest, baby-faced angel, no, don't get up. You need your rest. Look, you little dandelion, we totally get it. Taxes are so boring and so hard. And it's not fair that you ever have to do boring and hard things. You're meant to spend your time hugging your friends and gorging yourself on decadent desserts and dancing in fields and playing with dogs. Anything else is simply unfair to you. But we promise you're going to feel so much better when your taxes are all done. You don't even have to worry about the cents, just round to the nearest dollar. The government could never be mad at you, not with a face like that. So whenever you have time, maybe just lift your delicate, perfect fingers and finish this silly little task for the silly little government. They'll be thankful and you'll feel so much better.
That's amazing. All right, I'm going to read one now. My turn. It is, surprisingly, also called For When It's Time to Do Your Taxes, but this time, Tough Love Edition. Sick guitar riff. That was perfect, Paula. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I play guitar.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the king of Bullshit Mountain sitting on their throne of not doing their goddamn taxes, what the actual fuck are you waiting for? Oh, you think it's gonna be boring? Oh, you think it's gonna be hard? Well, newsflash, Buttercup, most things are boring and hard. But we have to do them anyway, so quit your belly aching and just get them done. What's your plan here, you dime store Scrooge McDuck? You don't do them? And then what? You spend the rest of your life as a fugitive, constantly looking over your shoulder for the IRS? You can't even bring yourself to spend an hour entering your stupid little income into a stupid little online form. We promise that you will absolutely not fare well in white-collar prison, dumbass. Just do your taxes. Oh, God, do it. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the only one that we have 2 versions of them. Most of them are more along the lines of the Tiny Cuddled Baby Edition.
Yes, exactly. But that's from Tiny Pep Talks. It's the first exclusive first time we've read them out loud.
To an audience.
To an audience,
a
not
fun
each
fact about that one is when Josh and I submitted Tiny Pep Talks as a proposal to be like, hello, Quark, what if you made this book? Those were in there. Those were 2 of the original Pep Talks, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. And they're timeless. And
Yeah.
especially useful in like March, April kind of time.
Sure, but you know what? You get what you get.
Yeah,
Download this episode. Play it again later.
And that's what I was going to say.
Buy the
We're
book.
an evergreen podcast. Buy the book. You can get it whenever you need to. We're going to be back at some point soon, probably pretty regularly. We're figuring that out right now. But just in terms of the podcast, we're really excited to be back. We're really excited to be back in your friendly ears, as Paula put it.
As always, we are still going to do our Earnest Moments of the Week, Imachwas. We replace it this week with the Tiny Pep Talk sneak peek, but definitely not because we forgot to ask for them. So if you have those, please send them over to us. You can reach us on Instagram. You can reach us at hello@nowronganswersgame.com. You can, if you want to send it to us, you'll be able to find us. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
I think you're really good at everything, person listening. And I think that if you need to find us, you'll find us.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And especially if there's an Earnest moment, like something where, you might need a reunion from it. If you go
Right.
on a trip and you happen to rent a car with a bunch of other badass people.
Yeah.
As always, and once again, thank you to Ryan Cruz for the logo. And thank you to Dylan Dutch for the theme song. We love Dylan Dutch and his music project,
Death
Death Love.
Love. Huge, huge, huge fan of Death Love. Check him out right now on Spotify. It's like every year Death Love is one of my Spotify most played.
And we're gonna end this episode a little differently than we have before. But a new tradition. Paula, are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you, Josh. Josh, are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you, Paula.
Good. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Glad to be
Bye.
back.